Welcome back to Game 2 in the best of 5 series between AggonyDuck from the Aggony clan and Johannes von Bonn from the VOD clan in the Aggony 1v1 championships for Age of Charlemagne and Total War Attila. AggonyDuck playing as a kingdom of... wow, I didn't mean to do that. As a kingdom of Charlemagne. And we have Johannes von Bonn playing as the Avars. Let's go over the armies and then let's get this battle going. For AggonyDuck we see on his very left flank 2 archers, 2 Frankish cavalry, an armored swordsman. In the center we see mounted archers, about 4 of them. 3 levy spearmen, backed up by 2 scholar knights, and of course a paladin guardsman as general. And over here we see 2 more archers, 2 more Frankish cavalry, and 1 more armored swordsman. This is a very unorthodox army to bring as the Kingdom of Charlemagne. And I like it. It's very... I think it's very well picked, though you don't see this army often. It requires a lot of micro, and it has a lot of cavalry. It has a lot of skirmishers you have to protect, but maybe a little bit kind of lacking in the sword department. I don't know. For Johannes von Bonn, and wow, I like this army. We have 4 horse archers. We have 2 levy spearmen on the left flank, 2 levy spearmen on the right flank, 2 Avar lancers, 1 on each flank. We have 4 levy archers for Johannes, and we have 4 Avar noble swordsmen and a spearman in the back and a Avar guard. Now I think that even though the Avars are actually a skirmish heavy based faction, I think AggonyDuck went full skirmish mode with the Kingdom of Charlemagne. He has more skirmish than Johannes has. Well, if you consider the horse archers as skirmish as well, they have about equal skirmishers. But Johannes definitely has the advantage in the sword department, but not so in the cavalry, skirmish department. Now we can see that AggonyDuck is doing the same as Johannes VB did last game. He's trying to avoid this forest, and he's basically trying to set himself up over here behind this little stream, river. You can see that Johannes is basically doing the same thing as Duck did. He's going to deploy himself over here, Duck is going to deploy himself over here, and then we will see what happens. We can see that there are 2 other horse archers flanking around, and that is going to happen on both flanks. Johannes, it's what he likes to do. He's going to try and get behind by horse archers and just try to harass either cavalry, shoot swords in the back, or fire or even charge skirmishers, or maybe even just go for the general. Who knows? Sorry about that. Now we can see that the levy archers are going to start firing at each other. AggonyDuck is in a deeper formation than Johannes is. And is he gonna get the first shot off? I don't know. They both got a shot off. Now AggonyDuck is going to retreat. Johannes is gonna be able to get a second shot off, but not killing anyone so far. Looks like Johannes is going to commit a levy spearman to just stand here. I don't know if he is going to stand here on purpose, or it is just to take the attention of this archer to shoot at it for a very long time, so that he can actually compete in a skirmish fight over here. I'm not sure, but he is moving both spearmen into range of the archers. He probably wants to get a 4-on-4 or a 5-on-5 engagement with his other archers. Not to mention, I think these forests do have a certain block factor, that some shots will actually go against the trees and will not hit anything, but it counts for both players, so it doesn't really matter that much. We have these levy archers losing against the mounted archers. Not sure why AggonyDuck is pulling back. I think it's because, yeah, Johannes is is preparing to cross the river. And I think it's a good idea. AggonyDuck is pulling back. We have the horse archers being annoying on both flanks. None units have actually died yet, apart from one guy and these armored swordsmen. With armored swordsmen, as the name, wow, actually they killed 6 of them right now, but they kind of turned their back towards them. These armored swordsmen do have a lot of armor, a lot of melee defense, but are actually dying to the horse archers. Now we have the horse archers firing into the Scholar Knights. We have Johannes von Bonn closing in on all flanks. Johannes von Bonn knows he has to be offensive, otherwise this is not going to be a very good game for him. He runs forward. He is going to target the skirmishers with his skirmishers. He is kiting back with his horse archers, and you can actually see that AggonyDuck is actually committing a lot of cavalry over on this flank. He's pulling back over here from one levy spearman, and all these cavalry from AggonyDuck are going to get caught in this spearman. And they're gonna get charged by an Everlancer while they were stationary. This is not very good, as Johannes von Bonn continuously keeps shooting into these Scholar Knights and these Frankish cavalry. This is not a good engagement at all for AggonyDuck. It's not very cost efficient either. We can see that Johannes is charging this levy spearman. AggonyDuck is falling back, trying to kite, trying to set up his cav, trying to set up his infantry. These armored swordsmen are gonna... No, it's actually the general that Johannes is shooting at. We can see that a cavalry unit is routing for AggonyDuck. Johannes should try to focus this with either whistling or fire arrows, because this cavalry unit is going to come back. But the damage has been done. These cavalry units have really lost a lot of men, just for maybe perhaps one lancer unit and one spear unit. We can see massive charges happening in the center. Did Duck get caught? No, I think Duck countercharged his Everlancer with his 2 Frankish cavalry and lost a lot of men. Actually, no, I think they got charged and lost a lot of men in the process. But now this cavalry unit is getting caught by these Everlancers. We can see another noble swordsman just getting kited all the way by these archers. So this is a very smart and very cool little thing that Duck is doing. Duck is charging the Everguard. No, the Everguard charged the cavalry of Duck. That was probably charging the Everguard, but Johannes VB has a spearman nearby, so he should actually kind of win that fight. We have over here the other horse archers getting skirmished aggressively by AggonyDuck. And we see that Duck is slowly but surely keeping his archers alive. Now, one thing to note is that the most important thing for Duck right now is to make sure that he still has the cavalry advantage, which means that he still needs to be able to protect his archers, because if Johannes, as long as Johannes von Bonn has horses left on the field, as long as Johannes von Bonn has units on the field, like cavalry units, they are a threat for AggonyDuck's archers, which is basically the main his main force. Anyway, it seems that the general of the others died, and that is going to come with an extreme moral penalty. You can see that this unit just starts to rout, this unit starts to waver. You can see that this unit is already routing, and just look at the morale of these units. Down to 42, down to 18. I think just a couple of volleys from dismounted archers will just rout these these units. AggonyDuck still just kiting the noble swordsman. Kiting everything basically is gonna fire into these levy spearmen. Johannes VB should really try and catch all of these archers with his with all his horse archers. But right now, look at this. This unit routed with 77 men, not even engaged. We have the general from Johannes gonna try and charge. We have the general, the Everguard, gonna try and charge into these archers. Skirmish mode has been put off, and they're just gonna die before they even reach the archer unit. So they're gonna rout. We have these horse archers still shooting at the armored swordsman, but that's fine for Duck as long as he has his archers left. And right now he just needs to kite. He needs to play the kite game. He doesn't have anything here to protect these archers. Really, these archers are about to get caught. 3 archers. AggonyDuck is gonna try and save them with his Palatina guardsmen. We have a cavalry unit over here that is threatening them as well. So right now, I think the battle is still even, though the others losing their general is a pretty big deal. This unit actually got caught in melee. I think Duck turned it around, since they have their swords in their hands. Duck is winning over on this very left flank. We have these horse archers not really doing anything. Perhaps they should try to get like a front charge in here and a back charge over there, or just hold back completely over on this side and perhaps try to get some shots onto the general of AggonyDuck. See that Duck is going to try and fire into the backs of these heavy archers, which will definitely do a lot of damage, but unfortunately these archers are going through water. This means that this will slow them down immensely, and it will give these ever noble swordsmen time to basically catch up to them before they can get any fire into the backs of these units. We can see that actually the Levy Spearmen routed. They probably got some shots into the back from these two archer units that were left, but these three archer units from AggonyDuck that were here are basically going to rout. Actually they're coming back. This is very good for AggonyDuck right now. The other horse archers cleaned up the archers as I predicted, and we have another archer unit for Johannes VB coming back firing at his armored swordsmen, which should clean them up. Perhaps right now the horse archers should keep harassing these archers. Make sure they not come back. We have the general charging into this unprotected levy archer. That will just basically kill them. Now AggonyDuck is gonna run away with his archer. He shouldn't really run into this levy spearman. He should like take this way. They might get into melee with each other, and yeah, as is happening right here. So right now we have the others in full retreat. They're trying to meet back up with each other to boost morale, but I don't think it is. I think Duck is gonna take the second game, considering all the archers that he has left, and considering that Johannes VB has nothing to really catch all these archers right now. Johannes von Bonn has all these other horse archers, but they have really low health, and Duck still has this paladin guardsman to protect the archers against the horse archers. And I don't think, are the horse archers out of ammo? They're not carrying their bows, so I'd assume. No, actually they are carrying their bows, so they do have some ammo left. We have an archer unit routing for AggonyDuck over here, and oh wow, just one volley just completely routs this archer. It was a fire arrow shot, which means that it had an extra morale penalty, and since the archers are so close to the red line, they might just not as well come back, and that would be very bad for Johannes right now. Another volley into the backs of these units, and it's basically too much 9 morale. That is just really bad, and Johannes is AggonyDuck is gonna go for a charge into the back, which will give another morale debuff. Johannes is gonna turn around, but AggonyDuck is gonna charge anyway, and this is gonna be too much for the unit. The unit is going to rout, probably even shatter. We have all these horse archers over here, but AggonyDuck has enough spearmen left to protect all these archers. These archers basically out of ammo just now, so they can basically die. But the thing with these units is that these units are cornered, so regardless of which direction they are going next, AggonyDuck can shoot at them. He shot at the horse archers, they're gonna rout, and AggonyDuck takes it 2-0 against Johannes VB in his best of 5 series. Now, at this point, Johannes VB forfeit the match against AggonyDuck, so that means that AggonyDuck is going to the 3rd round in the Aggony 1v1 championships. For Attilla, Age of Charlemagne. Thank you all for watching.